Have you ever heard the theory that a fake alien invasion or a staged second coming could be just around the corner, all thanks to advanced holographic technology? This isn't a sci-fi movie plot. It's the core of one of the most enduring conspiracy theories out there, Project Blue Beam. It's a wild story that blends real tech, psychological warfare, and religious prophecy into a massive global deception narrative. So, let's break down what it claims, what's real, and why this idea just won't go away. The story of Project Blue Beam was first laid out in the 1990s by a Canadian author named Serge Monast. He claimed that powerful groups, like NASA and the United Nations, were secretly developing a plan to usher in a new world order. The goal: to create a single, unified world religion and government. According to Monast, this would happen in 4 distinct stages. First, the discrediting of all existing religions. This would be achieved through staged archaeological discoveries, fake evidence, designed to shatter the foundations of major faiths and rewrite our spiritual history. Think of it like finding an ancient artifact that completely contradicts what holy books have said for centuries. The second stage is where it gets really visual, a massive holographic sky show. Monast envisioned enormous, three-dimensional holograms projected into the upper atmosphere. Depending on the region, people would see different things, maybe religious figures like Jesus or Muhammad, or perhaps fleets of alien spaceships. These miracles would be tailored to each culture's beliefs, creating a worldwide spectacle of divine or extraterrestrial intervention. Third, artificial telepathy. Monast claimed that extremely low-frequency radio waves would be used to beam thoughts directly into people's minds. This technology, sometimes called voice-to-skull, would make individuals believe they were receiving messages directly from a god or a higher power, all reinforcing the holographic show in the sky. Finally, the fourth stage, global chaos and the rise of a new leader. The worldwide panic and confusion caused by the sky show and the telepathic messages would pave the way for a single world authority to step in, promising to restore order and explain the new truth. This would establish the one world government Monast warned about. So, how much of this is even remotely possible? Let's separate the science fiction from the science fact. What about those giant sky holograms? Well, we do have projection systems and plasma-based displays that can create cool effects. You've seen them at concerts or in some advertising. But creating a stable, coherent 3D image in the open sky, large enough for a city to see, that's a whole different ball game. Light scatters way too much in the atmosphere. The technology simply isn't there. What about voice-to-skull technology? The concept isn't entirely made up. Research into the microwave auditory effect shows that microwave pulses can make someone hear clicks or tones inside their head. But this is a far cry from broadcasting clear, specific sentences or complex ideas. It's more of a sensory trick than a mind control device. Governments absolutely study psychological operations, or PSYOPs. They use propaganda and information warfare to influence public perception. But this is about social engineering using media, stories, and information to shape opinion, not about faking miracles with holograms. So, if the core technologies are either impossible or wildly exaggerated, why does the Project Blue Beam theory persist? A big reason is what you might call tech creep. As our own technology improves, the idea feels more plausible. We see incredible drone light shows, satellite constellations like Starlink filling the night sky, and hyper-realistic deepfakes. It's easy to look at that and think, well, maybe a giant sky projection isn't so far-fetched after all. Another key factor is a deep and growing distrust of institutions. When official stories from governments or media outlets change over time, think about topics like UFOs or surveillance that fuel suspicion. People start to wonder what else is being hidden or staged, and a grand deception like Blue Beam starts to feel like a possible explanation. The theory also taps into powerful, timeless myths. The apocalypse, contact with aliens, divine revelation. These are archetypes that have fascinated humanity for millennia. Blue Beam just repackages these ancient ideas for the modern technological age. While Project Blue Beam as described by Monis has no credible evidence backing it up, it does force us to ask some very real and important questions. In a world of deepfakes, virtual reality, and AI-generated content, how easily could a population be manipulated? Could digital imagery be weaponized to simulate events and create panic? What are the ethical lines when reality itself can be digitally altered? These aren't conspiracy questions. They are real challenges for our modern society. The real threat may not be holograms in the sky, but the manipulation of information right here on our screens. If you found this interesting, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into fascinating topics.